don't talk to your kids about sexuality, someone else will. So the first topic I wanted to talk to you about is this silence piece of sexuality. Like, how does a parent become more comfortable discussing sexuality with their children?
Yep.
And I would give an example, like with Ela having Down syndrome, like at a young age, I think I told you before, she's like so curious about what's happening down here.
Yeah.
And would touch it, feel it, and I'm like, oh my God, don't do it. And there was one time where you told me to just tell her that it was for privacy.
Yeah.
And then now Hendrix is like touching his butt all the time.
Totally.
And I try not to freak out, but my twin sister's like, what happened? And I'm like, nothing happened. My kids are nowhere.
Yes. And that happens so often where if a kid is really curious about their body, other people or we ourselves are like, oh my gosh, something bad is happening. This is wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not wrong. So I just want to say, like, it is super normal for kids to have curiosity about their bodies and curiosity about like sexuality. Some kids are really curious, really curious.
My kids.
Some kids are less curious, and then some it just kind of like depends on the phase of life that they're in.
Okay.
But what I want to say strongly is silence is a message. So if you're not talking about it, if you're just like, no, and like that's where the conversation ends, that is a message. You are sending your kids a message. It's just probably not one that you intended to send.
So what kind of message is it? If, like, let's say you and your mom or your parents didn't talk to someone out there, and then now they're parenting and their children are touching, exploring, and feeling, and they're stopping at no because, let's face it, a lot of us don't have the tools.
Right, exactly.
What are some examples that a person can say?
Yeah. Okay, so like to the first part of your question, like what kind of message is it? So I would say it's kind of up for like what are the outside influences and then mix it all together, right? Like the power of silence. So I do think that silence brings shame. So I think it sends a message like we don't talk about this. Like think about the baby part naming game that you play, right? Where it's like, where's your toes? Where's your shoulders? And then you don't name these parts. Like that is creating.
My family went all in. My grandma's like, this is a vagina, this is a buttock. She's like, we're not saying any made up words.
Yes.
So I like kind of talk to my kids about girls have vaginas, boys have penises.
Yes.
So
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Because then there's no man's land on their body. Like, can you imagine that? Like that idea that like there's parts of your body that we just don't talk about. It is your body.
I'm not gonna lie. I went to the gynecologist the other day, and they had a diagram of a woman's area, and I'm like, I'm like vaginal area, and she's like, okay, so show me, and then I'm like pointing, and she's like, well, that's not your vaginal area. I'm like, oh my God, girl, I don't know my own body. And I'm like, they need to teach us.
Well,
this.
So that's what I was gonna say is like that's amazing that your family gave you the words, and also like I think we can take it one step further. So like that's not just your vagina, like that's your labia, that's your clitoris. It feels good when you touch your clitoris. Like that's a part of your body that like is only meant to feel good. And again,
it feels really good. I'm not gonna lie, it does.
So, but like, and again, understanding that when I recognize that there are going to be some people watching this, and maybe even you, that are like, holy shit, you're going to say that to a kid? Like that's inappropriate.
That's the real.
But here's the thing: we're thinking about it in our adult brain. So we think if we talk about the clitoris, then automatically that's getting into sexual activity. It's teaching our kids to have sex. That's wildly inappropriate.
And they're gonna have sex at some point.
Most humans are gonna have sex at some point.
Yes.
Most humans are gonna be in a sexual relationship at some point. So, do we want them to have the information before and be prepared ahead of time, or do we want them to like be figuring it out as they go? Personally, for my kids, I want them to have it before.
I love that before.
Right, and the idea is like you scaffold it, you build it. So like you're not saying this is your clitoris, now let me talk to you about oral sex right now. Like no, you're not doing that. We're just naming body parts and talking about like this is what it is. Like this is where pee comes out. That's where that's where mommy gets her period and blood comes, because that can be really scary if a kid sees their mom having their period and like we're not talking about it and there's silence. Like that can be a really scary thing. So just like naming it as we go, building the learning as we go, and then you have that foundation to build off of once you have those bigger conversations and you're getting into sexual activity.
Okay, so the next question I have is, at what age do you think it's appropriate to start having those conversations?
Yes.
Or do you wait because you know, like Ela was touching and exploring early. She was like baby in the car seat, leg up, and digging, and I'm like, the first time I didn't say anything. I just looked her in the rearview mirror and said anything. But then when we were like at family's house and she's like going to work,
it's awkward.
And then I talked to you about it. Thankfully, I have this resource, and you told me to just tell her that this is privacy. Is do this in your own room. It's a normal thing, and there's been no shame.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I'm just gonna like candidly, my number one goal with my kids and any kids that I'm teaching is to eliminate shame. I really want to divorce shame from sexuality. That's been my lifelong goal, still working on it for myself. So that's my lens. Okay, so like if there are people watching that are like, yeah, I don't really care about that, like maybe you're not gonna be in line with what I'm saying. But so yes, I would say you are having conversations like pretty much from the jump. Again,
when situations occur?
Yeah.
Okay.
As they ask questions.
Okay.
How did that baby get in your belly?
Okay.
Right? Like
I never did the birds and the bees. That's a crock.
The birds and the bees, it's just a shitty, outdated concept because it's this idea that we're gonna sit them down and we're gonna have one downloaded talk, which, oh, by the way, if any of you ever had that, it probably didn't go well because the idea that you're like the adult is just gonna like spew all this information and you're gonna retain it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be comfortable. Like, no, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's just such a bad concept. Really, we need to view this differently. We need to see it as like ongoing conversations paced with them, what they're asking, what's coming up for them, what's coming up at school, what are we watching on TV, what did your friend say on the playground, what did this other mom say when you went over for a play date, and then having those conversations as they go.
So that's a good segue into the next topic that I wanted to discuss. So the next one is getting in front of it and knowing that your children are going to be introduced to sexuality before you even think, whether it is going to a friend's house, social media, movies. Hearing you have those adult conversations that you're thinking you're being quiet about, but they listen to everything.
They heard everything.
So what are some ways that you can like prepare your kids to know that may happen, or some questions that you can ask when you're trying to safeguard that area?
I would just say, I think it's really important to like commit to yourself to keep talking about it. Like, and I understand it's hard. Like, parents, we have so much responsibility, and I firmly believe we're in a really unique parenting generation where we're expected to do so much for our kids. It's bananas. I think it's unreal.
And I think we want to be so much different than what our parents did, and
but we're
we
trying to
overly communicate, and we are everything, like everything.
No, and it's exhausting. So listen, I want to say, you're not going to be perfect. You're probably going to fuck stuff up. That's totally okay.
Yeah.
Like, and oh, by the way, that's an opportunity to model again. Like, this is an ongoing conversation. We're going to keep talking about it. But I think just committing to yourself to have the conversations as they come up and not avoid it. So, like, particularly in those moments where your kids ask you something where, like, okay, so think about in the car when Ela was doing the thing in the back seat, and you have like that reaction, like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Like, what do I say? Okay, so if that moment feels too overwhelming, maybe that's not it. Maybe that's not the moment you have it, but commit. Like, you're gonna bring it back up later. Hey, remember that moment in the car when you were touching your vagina? Like, let's talk about that. Yeah, okay. I get. Does that like what does that feel? Like, okay, that feels good. Okay. Newsflash: young kids masturbate. Young kids masturbate,
and that's another hard pill to swallow.
It's a hard pill to swallow, but again. So when I'm doing parent workshops, this is what I say. You know when they're investigating a crime on like a crime show, and there's like the serial killer board where they have all the connections with like the red lines? Yeah. That's what happens to our brain when these topics come up. So you see Ela masturbating in the backseat, essentially, right? Exploring her body. Your brain goes into serial killer, like that, where it's a board, and you're like, if I talk about this, then we have to talk about this, and then you go here and go here. Okay, no. Let's like go to the kid brain. She is just like, I'm touching this part of my body. Ooh, this feels good. Maybe that helps me feel a little bit more sleepy, or like I'm feeling stressed out right now. This helps me feel a little bit more relaxed. Yes, it could be like any number of things, and to not shame that, but give her some context so that she can, especially a kid with disabilities, like giving her some context for like private and public, like so important.
That was one of the key changes for us.
Super important.
But I think like for me, I'm not gonna lie, and it was was like, you know, I'm divorced, so we share our time, and her dad had male roommates at one point.
Yeah.
And I was very uncomfy with it, but I can't tell him what to do in his home.
Right.
So like one time I'm like, nothing better happen at your house. Like I like went into straight, like you said, serial killer psycho mode. Like what the bleep? Like then I'm like, I need to talk to the doctor about this. And then I'm at the doctor and they're like, she's fine. And I'm like, okay, you know, like
because you were thinking that her exploring her body was a sign that something bad had happened.
Yes. I know
sucks,
now.
though. It sucks that like that's the messaging we get. That like we deny kids their sexuality. From birth to death, all humans have sexuality as a part of their human identity. Whether you have disabilities, whether you're old as shit, like whether you're in your 90s, whether you're a baby, we all have sexuality as a part of our human identity. And we just need to have space to explore it and talk about it and figure out like what's appropriate for me right now at this stage in life.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about, so let's say like us women, we have our monthly cycle. So my kids are in the bathroom with me all the time.
Yeah.
Like they just bust right in it. If you're a mom, you know that that's what happens. If you're not a mom, don't judge. You'll find out later on.
Yes.
But even in that time, my kids are like in there, what's that blood? So I've always like been a strong believer in telling Ela like, this is what happens to mommy and this is what happens to you once you reach puberty. And then
so they don't think they're dying when it happens.
When Hendrix came along, like now he's like in the bathroom, so he's like, mommy, you're bleeding. And I had to explain, this is what happens to girls. But your puberty, it will be a lot different.
Totally.
And then I told him, like, he's 3, but I just said, you know your penis? And he's like, yeah. And I said, you know, sometimes when you wake up in the morning, it's like sticking up. And he said, yes. I said, when you go through puberty, you'll have more of that.
Yes,
you'll
you
have
will.
hair. So I found myself kind of like coaching them as they're asking.
It's beautiful.
Okay, good.
That's amazing.
I feel good.
And, oh, by the way, not siloing the conversation. So not like, oh, Hendrix, I'm not going to talk to you about that because that's not happening for you. Yeah. There's so much research to support that that's really helpful in terms of building empathy across genders, across identities. When you're not saying like, I'm just going to talk to you about this. Because think about those kids in school that make girls feel bad for having their period. They're like, ew, gross. Or like guys you've dated that are like, ugh, oh my God, your period.
Yeah.
And how lovely it is when you're with a man who is like, yeah, your period. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So like, what kind of men do we want to be raising? Personally, I would want to raise a man that is like, yeah, I know what's going on with you and it's not gross. Yes, exactly. Do you want me to go buy you some tampons? Wouldn't that be great? Yes.
What brand?
Oh, did you want a menstrual cup?
Right.
You want some period undies? I got it.
Yes. Okay, so let's get to the social media topic. Let's say some parents are letting their kids be on social media. It happens. So let's say some content comes across and their children are saying, or Roblox.
Roblox.
Where kids are playing, and I heard that there's people having sex on there and like telling kids to do things. What are some things that parents can, that they need this device as a babysitter or they have as learning? What are something that they can do to shield or to have those conversations before their kids are on there?
I do think technology.
I know how you feel about technology. Say it
up front.
Say it.
I'm bad at monitoring technology. I'm a bad millennial. I'm not tech savvy. My kids are like 20 steps ahead of me on this. And most of my technology monitoring is reactive. I'm going to just like cop to that right now.
So give an example of reactive.
So for example, I find something on a search history and I'm like, oh my gosh. What are you searching? And then I spend the whole day going down a rabbit hole, checking all their search history, and then Googling Apple parenting restrictions and how do I do that restrictions? And then I thought I put the restriction on, but it's not working. Like, it's not easy. I just want to say, I don't think it's easy.
It's not.
For the people out there that think it's easy, I want to know what you're doing and how you're doing it. Because I feel like it's really challenging to stay ahead on those restrictions. So then for me, I do, like, so we got rid of Safari. So I canceled Safari off of.
You did?
I did.
That's a good one on Ela, because I took YouTube, regular YouTube,
Safari,
and only put kids YouTube.
A browser is a pathway to hell.
Well, let me just tell you. So I took all the regular YouTube off of their devices because I heard some stuff I didn't like, and that's the reactive.
Yes.
So they have kids YouTube that's literally at their age.
Great.
So Ela has been literally going on to Safari and saying YouTube. And then YouTube's popping up. So
anything you're trying,
take Safari off of the device.
Take Safari
off.
off.
My goodness.
Anything that you're trying to do. So like I put restrictions on Roblox. Then they're going on Roblox on their browser.
Well, my kids
you say you can't do social media, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna go on it on their browser. They're not gonna download the app. They're just gonna log in on their browser. The browser is the pathway to hell. So that is one tip that I learned. Yeah, so browser, I took browser off, or for my older one that needs it sometimes to do research, I put a 5-minute daily limit on it. Because I'm like, what can you do in 5 minutes? You can't really do much in 5 minutes.
And then do you have to go back in and let her back in?
Yeah, I have to remember.
I love it.
Which is a real
I'm here for it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm taking browser off 2 days.
Yes. And then another one that's really helpful is restricting their ability to download new apps. Like
I
they have to
my
ask
kids
permission.
do this.
Yeah. And then it sends you the like content and you can approve it.
Okay, cool.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
It's so hard. I'm not the expert on that. I'm gonna say I'm like here in the trenches, and a lot of times I think I'm falling down on the job.
So how do you feel about sleepovers?
Okay, I have mixed feelings about sleepovers. I don't know. Did you have sleepovers growing up?
Mm-hmm.
I did too. Did you like it?
I loved it.
I loved sleepovers.
Am I gonna let my kids go on them? Hell no.
You're not going to.
Fuck no.
And with anyone?
It's a hard pass for me. The kids can come to my house and sleep over.
Totally. Okay.
But I don't know, like right now, I'm 41, I got a 10-year-old and a 3-year-old. Right now the answer is no.
Yeah.
Now, Ela's best friend's mom, she is single and alone by herself.
Yeah.
I'm a little comfy, but I'm still not at a yes.
Yeah.
And it could be because like I'm always open. Like I got molested, and it wasn't at a sleepover, but it was at one of my mom's friends' houses where they were babysitting us.
Right.
And I think that fear is what's tucked in the back of my pocket. And then especially with Ela being like partially verbal.
Yeah.
If she wants to do a sleepover, we have to have it at our house.
Yeah.
Or
no,
I'm willing to
fair.
get a hotel room and have all the girls come to the hotel, and we do it that way.
Yeah. Yes, I would support that.
Yeah.
I think when my kids were younger and when they had more limited verbal skills and limited understanding of like what was going on, it was a no. Except for like with my sister and her kids.
Yeah, family.
Right, like family, people you know really well, totally. We would have sleepovers. And we were active duty military at the time, so we had friends that were like really close, like family.
Yeah.
So they had the opportunity to have lots of sleepovers with people, which is great. But then we got into that flow, so then when we moved here and we started meeting school friends, and I don't know these people, then I was like, ooh. Like I remember I tried to have the first conversation about like, so do you have guns in the home? That's so awkward.
You need a checklist.
It's so awkward.
I'm like, can I come to your house and do a tour?
Yeah. And so my older one was a little bit older at the time. She was like 5th grade. So I was like, okay, we can try it because I knew that she would report back. I trusted her to tell me she had an Apple Watch so she could. I didn't want her to have to go to a parent to contact me. Because I do have strong feelings about moms, and she's on her phone early on, but I didn't want a parent to stand in between her and me. Mm-hmm. Like if she wanted to go home at 2 a.m., I wanted her to be able to call. Yeah. So that was another important thing too. And I will tell you, like, we had some bad experiences.
You did?
Yeah.
See, I'm not doing it.
And then I was kind of like, okay, we're not going to sleep over there. And I went to what you're saying of like, anyone can come over to our house. I don't think we're just going to be sending. Now, I have one that's going into high school next year.
I know you do. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say at 41 right now, I'm saying no, but we don't know what life's going to look like.
I really do want my kid to like get out there and have sleepovers if she wants to.
Okay. That's what my cousin just sent her son on his first sleepover, and she's terrified. I think that's something that all of us are afraid of, but we know that we have to like let go of the leash.
We do.
At some point.
And I want her to have these experiences in the world. And I also have strong feelings about. I was raised with so much fear. Did your family use fear as a way to like?
Girl, of course, I'm from the South. Everything's a sin. Everything's a sin, and everything is fearful.
Yes, like don't walk there. You're gonna get kidnapped. You gotta lock the doors. You're gonna get raped. All of that.
Yes.
Like I've spent most of my life trying to like unlearn fear and just like live in the world. And I've worked really hard with my kids to not use fear, and I really do want them to like
be open.
Go make mistakes and I understand like with Ela, like if she had more like limited ability to talk about stuff, like I think I would 100% be more protective.
Yeah. So segue right into our next one is talking about breaking the generational ways of talking about sex.
Yes.
So like I said, for instance, like Ela started touching herself. She's exploring both front and the back.
Yeah.
Hendrix is now exploring. He's doing this. He's like, hey, mama, let's hang out. And I'm like, why you gotta keep licking it like that? Like, don't touch it like that. Or he's like, hey, mommy, like going back there. And then like family will literally put it in your head that someone has touched your kid or something has happened. And that is an old school mindset, because I can even think as young as maybe 5. And I remember being in my grandmother's house and I was touching myself and she was like, don't touch that. Do not touch that. That is inappropriate. And I don't take that approach with my children. But what are some ways that some parents can break that old mindset?
Again, I think it's about like thinking forward of like, so first of all, accept the uncomfy truth that your kids likely are going to be sexually active someday. Okay? So there's an amazing sex educator that runs the website Sex Positive Families.
Okay.
And they talk about this idea that we need to treat sexual activity and sexuality like we do driving. So we treat sexual activity like, or historically we have, where it's like we want to prevent it from happening. Like it's just a no, like it's not going to happen. If you look at how we treat driving, I don't think there are many parents that are excited for their kids to drive. They're not like, yes, I'm so excited. But they're like, we know this is going to happen and we're going to prepare you. We're going to prepare you for it, right? Let's treat sex like that. So like, not a no, like, okay, yeah, I don't love thinking about you as a sexual being, but this is in your future most likely, so let's prepare, not prevent.
Yes.
So thinking like that, like shift your mindset, and then also like really,
it's okay. It's okay. We're perimenopause. Remember, I was like, I got
so
this.
Hot
And I'm
right
like,
now.
oh my
It's
God.
so hot. And last
I'll
time
turn
I
it
thought
down
I
for you.
can't. No.
So I'll just say this.
Yeah, please.
We'll wrap it up here. So the second that my daughter was born and I saw her vagina, and I don't care if y'all judge me out there, the first thing I said is, oh my God, somebody's gonna be in this one day, and I need to protect it. And I was like, I need a chance to do that. Like I'm thinking like infant, baby Ela, like keeping that thing.
For the record, I think that's super. I remember viscerally that fear watching the baby sleep and like loving them so deeply, and then instantly like bam, like thinking of all the awful things that can happen to your kid.
And I wasn't thinking about it in a negative way. I'm just thinking eventually she's gonna fall in love, and some man's gonna be like pounding. And it's good for her, but I'm like, it was like, oh my God, I got this precious baby. I'm like, oh my God, she has a vagina.
I want to protect her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like just understanding like it's gonna happen, and like really sexual activity in its best form should be connective. It should be like bringing great things to our life, and like ideally we want that for our kids too, to have like fulfilling interactions, fulfilling relationships. So having that long-term vision in mind of like, okay, in a perfect world, I don't mean you're like getting into the details of visualizing like sexual activity for kids. That's not what I mean, but like by and large, like what are you hoping for them in interactions, in relationships? And then like coming up with some ideas and like bring that now. So like for me, again, like I said, interrupting shame felt really important to me. Being really honest and factual, and like sex is not a bad word, and like vagina is not a bad word, and like you touching these parts isn't bad. I just have to give you context. So like you can't be lifting up your dress at the grocery store or at preschool. Like that is uncomfortable for other people. So like let me give you some context. This is where it can happen. This is how you can explore. So like really like instead of like kind of just going with your knee-jerk reaction, because I think a lot of that is informed by like past generations and our experiences, think forward about like what are you hoping for your young people, and like start to bring some of those concepts into the conversations you're having.
I love that. So we want to challenge you to have those conversations early on with your kids. Don't shame. I love something that she said. And one of the pieces that I gather from this conversation is we know that we're all going to be sexual beings. We're going to have it. It is pleasurable when done right and have that connection. But what is something that you wish someone told you to be prepared? And that is a huge piece that we want want to rail in and take home. So as always, if you found this information valuable, give us a shout down in the comments and discuss some of your tips that you're using with your children, or some tips that you'd like to hear from us. And as always, like and share this with your friends.
Yay!